everybody. My name is Megan White. This is S'more, and I am really excited about today's class. I titled it Yoga for Seniors, but it is really yoga for anybody who is interested in practicing on their mat and coming all the way up to standing, or if you want to just do today's practice completely from the chair. So I teach a yoga class once a week. I have a ton of seniors in it, and some days some of the people feel like being on the mat and coming all the way up to standing and going through the flow that way. And then I have other students who are interested in just staying in their chair the whole time. So I came up with today's class sort of from inspiration from that. I'm going to show you how you can do this whole flow seated, or you can have a practice where you're sitting and coming all the way up to standing. And you're going to see me bounce back and forth a couple times, but I think you'll find a lot of value. I also hope you leave today's class by realizing that you can do some different yoga videos, maybe yoga for senior videos that you find on YouTube, and you can do the whole thing from your chair. So don't get discouraged just because they're on the mat and they're standing. You can follow along and do a lot of these moves from a chair. But first, let's start with something that we can all agree is good for us, breathing. So we'll do a little bit of breath work. You can be seated on this chair, or if you're going to be practicing on the mat today, find a comfy seat here. Cross-legged works for me, but straight legs work just as well, whatever feels good. Come to a nice tall seat, and then we're going to do 3-part breath. We'll be breathing in slowly, holding for a little bit, a couple seconds, and then letting it go. It's just really going to help get that air into the body. Go at your own pace. So I'm going to close my eyes here. You can just stare at one space in the room if you'd like. Breathe in slowly. Hold for a second and breathe out. Push that air out. Let's do it again. Breathing in nice and slow, feeling the chest expand as you do. Hold at the top, maybe even that belly expands a little, and then push the breath out. I like to think of all that stale air exiting my body. Do it one more time. Nice breath in. Feel my chest get large. Hold at the top. My belly gets bigger. And then exhale out. Beautiful. Now we're going to do some neck opening exercises. Just sort of roll out the kinks in the neck. Of course, if you're sitting, you stay exactly as I was at the beginning of today's class. I'm going to start with my left ear coming towards my left shoulder. This gives me a stretch all through this side. Come back through center. And then over to the opposite side. Let's do that again, but this time chin towards chest. And then left ear, left shoulder. Chin's moving back towards chest. You can do this as 3 distinct moves, or you can do this as a little bit more of just a half neck roll. So it's the same thing as whatever feels good for you. And we'll just end that right here. Neck comes back up to neutral. Now I'm going to think of the very back of my head moving towards my back, towards my shoulders as I just relax it down. I feel great stretch all through the neck. And then rolling over left ear towards left shoulder. Now we're just rolling that head back, and then right ear towards right shoulder. And just keep going back and forth. Go at your own pace. Pausing if you need to. When I notice I get a lot of tightness in my neck, I might need to pause somewhere and work some stuff out. And then come up. Now we're going to do some gentle twists. So from the seat here, I'm going to twist towards my right side. I like to take my left hand and put it on my knee a little and come here. Let me show you if you're in the chair. You're doing the exact same thing, just twist. Really nice. Come back through that neutral spine. We'll twist on the opposite side. Should feel a little bit of a stretch, not a strain. If this hurts too much, back off. It's a sign you went a little too far. A little too ambitious, right? And then we'll let it go. Now we're going to do a little bit of ab work. Yes, you can do ab work in chair yoga from your chair. we're gonna do yoga bicycles. So first I'll show you in the chair. You're gonna put your hands behind your head, and then you're gonna have your right elbow come towards your left knee. So you're going here and up and here and up. Keep going at that pace. If you're on the ground, if you're not familiar with yoga bicycles, this is it, right? So we're just going back and forth. Your elbow certainly does not have to touch your knee. It's just moving generally in that position. Make sure you're taking nice care of that neck. You don't want to strain your neck. Just do a couple more. And then go ahead, let that go. Stretch out those abs. We're gonna come up to a seat. Obviously, if you're in your chair, you're just staying exactly where you are. We're gonna come into wide-legged fold. We'll be folding over each leg, so just go ahead, legs sort of make a V. They can obviously don't have to be out that far, and you're gonna fold over your right leg. If today is a chair day for you, I got you, don't worry. We sit here, do a little bit of a V with the legs, and you fold over. Same thing. And I think you will find that you feel a nice stretch in the back, hopefully not too much, but you're certainly getting a stretch if you're here in the chair. Everybody comes up, and everybody, whether you're on the floor or your chair, folding over to the opposite side. Really, really nice. Back up to neutral. All right, now let's get into a flow. If you're in the chair, you're gonna be following my upper body, and you'll be starting in mountain pose. So just nice tall spine, palms are open. If you're doing a flow with me, you're making your way up ever so gently, and you're meeting me at the top of your mat. And from there, you're coming into mountain pose, okay? So my standing yogis, we're gonna keep that left leg planted as the right leg moves back and we come into a lunge. If you're in the chair, you're staying right there. All of us together are reaching our hands up into crescent lunge, and then all of us are sweeping our arms back. If you're standing, think of the chest coming forward, a little bit of a balance challenge. Chest is coming forward in the chair as well. We'll sweep up, hands back up, and sweep forward. One more time. Sweep up, sweep forward. Left foot stays planted. Right foot's gonna come back up. Same thing, opposite side. This time, my right leg is planted. My left leg comes back. Chair yogis are right there. In fact, I'm gonna do this one with you. So everybody here, if you're standing, here if you're in chair, reach up into crescent lunge, sweep back. Really nice, right? And then sweep up, sweep back, sweep back up, and one last time, sweep back, sweep up, and then my chair yogis, your back foot is gonna come up to meet your front, and we're all in mountain pose, okay? Nice, so now let's add on to that flow. I'll come back up with you. Chair yogi, same thing, so we're all gonna stand in our mountain pose, okay? I'm gonna have my right foot, my right foot's gonna stay planted. Left foot goes back, arms come up, crescent lunge. We'll sweep once, come back up into crescent, sweep twice, come back up into crescent. Now we're gonna add on a little bit of a twist. We're gonna twist to your right. And chair yogis, we did a twist earlier in this class, so you're doing the exact same thing we did a little earlier, just twisting to the side. Sweep all the way back up into crescent. Left foot comes up to meet the right, mountain pose. One more time, opposite side. Left foot stays planted, right foot goes back. We sweep up into crescent, sweep back. I don't know what the name of this pose is. I know this is crescent. But if you know what the sweep back one is as we move into it, please put it in the comments below. Would love to remember or know the name. And we sweep up. And now we're gonna turn to the opposite side in that twist. Hands can be here. If you want a little bit more, you can come down into prayer. So wherever you are today. Sweep back up into crescent. Back foot comes back or back up. And we're in mountain pose. All right, let's add on. So standing yogis, we're gonna reach up to the ceiling. Same thing with seated yogis. We're reaching all the way up. And then we're gonna come down into mountain pose, staying really firm in our mountain pose. We're all gonna reach up one more time. I'm just turning to you to make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna have my right hand grab my left wrist, and I'm going to come over to the right. So this whole thing can be done in the seat, right? Very, very easily. I like to call this banana pose. I don't know if it really is, but. And then we're coming all the way back through, and then opposite thing. So my left hand's gonna grab my right wrist, I twist to the opposite side. Lean over to the opposite side, I should say. Ready? All right, up and let that go. Now for a little bit of balance too. If you are standing, but you do maybe want to share something to grab onto, you can certainly do that. Or you can do this all with just your own balance. Left leg firmly plants into the ground. I'm gonna pick my right leg up and bring it to make a figure 4. So my right ankle is on my left thigh. And if you want a little bit more, you start to bend down, sending the hips back. And we come out. Now everybody's gonna do the same thing opposite side. I'll show you how to do it in the chair. But for standing yogis, put all that weight on the right leg, lift that left leg up. I'm right here with you on the chair, lift, and then create a figure 4. And come deep into that figure 4. Really nice. I feel this a lot in the chair, actually. It feels good. You feel it in the hips. And then come up and come out. Let's do that flow one more time. Reach up to the ceiling. Exhale through mountain pose. Reach up to the ceiling. Right hand to left wrist. Tip to the side. Nice side stretch. Come up through center, yay! And my left wrist my left hand's gonna grab my right wrist as I twist to the side. Everything can still be done from that standing position. We're all the same. Reach up, exhale, mountain pose. All right, everybody's heading towards that figure 4. If you're standing, all the weight goes into the left leg. Right leg comes up. Right ankle to right quad. And we start to deepen into the figure 4 if you'd like a little extra stretch. Come up, out. Both hands firmly on the mat. Take a beat, get reoriented. Left leg comes up. Left ankle to left quad. And get that nice stretch. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. And then come up and let that go. And now we're gonna come into our last stretch of the day. It's a very mild back bend called camel. So if you are seated, stay seated. You're gonna take your hands, put them on your lower back. You don't need to turn like me, I'm just showing you. And we're gonna be tipping back. I'll show you from standing because it's a little easier to get the dynamics of the pose, although it's exactly the same in chair. We stand, take our hands, place them in our low back. If your hands get there, if not, you can always put them on the sides. Wherever they are today, that's absolutely fine. Think of standing up as tall as possible, and then thinking of the head going back, and if you're standing, you're even thinking of the hips coming forward. And come back up. Everybody, let's do one more. Camel pose. Head gets heavy towards the back, hips come forward, and come back up. Let all that go. Shake out those wrists wherever you are. If you're seated, stay seated. If you're standing, you can stand. If you'd like to come back down onto the mat, certainly go ahead and take a Shavasana. But if you're done for the day, I get it. It was a lot of stretching, but hopefully it felt good in your body. And hopefully you also learned how you can do a whole bunch of yoga series right from your chair. Or maybe you just stood the whole time and you got a great stretch, and I'm so grateful that you did that along with me today too. So thank you for your time. I hope you have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.